Again, I feel like this was another example of us having a chance at the end of the game to win a game, and we couldn't close the door on it. And I thought the kids played hard. I thought that without question they felt like keeping this close in the fourth quarter we would have a chance to win the game. They certainly, that was the feeling that I got on the sideline without question, that our kids were fighting all the way down to the end. And again, we fell short. So it, again, it's kind of the same scenario that we've faced a couple of different times, obviously earlier in the year. So we're going to keep fighting, and but again, I'm proud that our guys, kept fighting and playing in the game. And but at some point in time, we've got to figure out a way to get the game at that point and win it. And again, we're obviously struggling with that. So we'll continue to go back to work and continue to try to improve.
Questions?
Talk about that last series. The defense needed to stop. They created turnover, get the offensive ball back in position. Talk us through that.
Well, we won the turnover battle today, which was obviously something that will always give you a chance to be in the game and win it. And the last drive that you speak of defensively was a situation where we stopped them on a very critical down and got the ball back. And we didn't have any timeouts left on the clock. We went in a 2-minute mode and really just couldn't do much with the ball after that. But again, our defense fought down to the end. Offensively, we just struggled at the end, trying to put together any type of 2-minute drill to get the ball in the end zone, which is what we had to do. So, but the turnover battle today, which is something that we have been obviously emphasizing, felt like today that happened, but obviously it wasn't enough.
Are you practicing well and it's just not transcribing to game, or what's the...
Yeah, I feel like we're practicing well. I say that every week, but I do. I feel like we're practicing well, and there's just things in the game right now that are different in different games. Ends up being the same result. Our third down conversions today were very poor. I'm not sure we had a third down conversion until we got somewhere near the fourth quarter, if not in the fourth quarter. So that was poor. Our opening defense, our defense to open the football game was poor. We've seen that before. They took the ball right down and scored 7 points. We saw our defense before half. Again, we had a little momentum to go up at halftime. Give up another drive for a field goal with a minute and some change left on the clock. I think you put a lot of those things together, and it's it's repeating itself some, but it's also repeating itself that our kids are playing hard, and they're really, they're really trying to get the game to the fourth quarter and win it. And but that's just again, that didn't happen again today.
What do you think the offense's inability to create explosive plays? What's the reason for it?
Well, there's several things happening offensively that obviously we got, eons of improvement to go. Protecting the quarterback, and then obviously being able to consistently run the football to be able to take some pressure off of the quarterback. Today I think we ran for a little over 100 yards, and that's not, you're not going to win many SEC games when you're running, running for 100 yards in a football game. Taking some shots down the field. You got to be able to protect the quarterback. And then when you do have opportunities, we had an opportunity in the red zone to get a touchdown, and had an opportunity to really cap that drive off with a very big play. And whether I can't remember, the ball's a little off, but the ball might have been a little bit off one way or the other, but we dropped the touchdown. It was a little bit reminiscent of earlier in the year in Clemson. But again, it's not one guy. It's not it's not one guy. It's offensively just trying to get a rhythm and a groove and be productive. And we're struggling.
On those third downs, Gene, when it's a sweep or just throws, they're not getting the first down marker, do you want to see those plays extend a little more, get down?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we gotta be conscientious of where the first down markers are. You just can't run routes or, you know, or call routes or whatever. The route's gotta be in, we've talked about this several times, the route's gotta be in position to get a first down. Now, sometimes the deeper routes down the field are covered and you have to check the ball down and see if the guy can make a play on his own. Now, that's part of it too. But there's also situations where we have to throw the ball out there and we have to be really conscientious of where the first down markers are and get the first down.
That final fourth down play, the pass lands out of bounds, you have a penalty. How frustrating is it for you as a coach to see opportunities handed to you and then because of self-inflicted things, not be able to take advantage?
Well, I think that's, you know, obviously, no coach likes to see that, and, you know, it's happened to us, a couple different times today offensively. You know, even when we hit a big explosive play and we're starting to gain some field position, you know, then the next time I believe is an illegal procedure or whatnot, but it's, you know, it's disappointing to see it.
Gene, I want to ask about some players I didn't see out there. Jeff Whitaker, Enrique Florence, Justin Garrett, Avery Young, Mike Blakely.
Every one of those guys have injury issues. Avery Young is out for the year. Philip Lutzenkirchen, who you didn't ask about, and I'll just tell you up front right now, is out for the year. Jeff Whitaker is beat up and banged up, and his will be day-to-day. The other guys are beat up and banged up to the point where there's just no way they can play. So that's where we're at.
And Ryan Smith.
Same, exact same thing.
With Avery and Phillip being out for the year, can you share with us what their injuries are?
I just don't want to go into details of that.
Coach, the faces looked a little longer after this game than they did the week before, How tough does your job become now that essentially these players are playing for pride now? How tough to get them up week after week?
Well, you know, I don't know how you qualify how long a face is, because when you lose, nobody's happy, but obviously, you know, we're just in a tough place. And you gotta love the game, they gotta love Auburn, they gotta love playing for Auburn, and they gotta love playing college football. It's the greatest game on the planet. So our job as coaches is to continue to motivate them to, you know, try to improve every week and get a win. And it's their job as players to continue in that direction as well. So we'll go back to work Monday or Sunday, just like we've done, and we'll continue to work in that direction.
You talk about Casanova McKenzie's job he did for you, Bill.
Well, you know, we made a conscientious decision that, you know, it was time to let him go. And he really worked hard this week, I thought, in trying to prepare for the game. As I've said in so many other cases, I can't tell how well he did until you really see, you know, the game film and where he was supposed to fit and where he was supposed to be in the defense. But you know he's an active player, and he showed up in terms of making tackles and things of that nature. But for his first game, I'm very, very proud of him.
Take a few more. How much is it execution, which it seems like it's some, and then confidence, just not get enough string of good plays for your team gets going week to week? I mean, it's kind of a...
I think it's a valid point. You know, I think that, you know, to gain confidence, you know, you have to have a couple of things happen, you know, consecutively. And that just, that really hasn't been the case. But, you know, it's more execution than anything. But, as you know, momentum swings in college football. That's the name of the game many times. So, you know, for us, you know, we need to have some things consecutively good happen to build our confidence level. There's no question about that. And it just, again, hadn't happened very much back to back.
Jim, when some of these issues are repeating themselves week after week, the execution issues, turnovers was last week, not turnovers this week, penalties on those drives, where does the accountability for this stop? Who has to ultimately answer for it? Where does the buck
Me.
stop? And what answers do you have for it?
Keep working on it.
All right, Coach. Thank you.